I don't know about you, but it looks like Mario is actually getting a lot more sleepy and tired, so I think I should probably do the same thing. Who cares, because we still got a whole lot of stuff to do, like collecting more power stars and all that stuff, and thus this is the actual commentary video after all, so let's not get so hasty with this. Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Maxi here once again, and I am back for yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Super Mario 3D All-Stars while we playing through Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Switch. So I think last time we have managed able to get started with the forms of the Kitchen Dome, and also on top of all that stuff though, we have managed able to come across into not only Luigi, but also we've actually stumbled across our very first green star to obtain. And as a result though, it is kind of easy when you get the hang of things though, but regardless of anything else though, that's as far as I can usually try to explain about this. So today, for this video, is the fact that we're also able to continue things on in the Kitchen Dome by able to once again collecting more power stars and exponentially trying to rescue Luigi for the third time after the events of Ghostly Galaxy, along with Good Egg Galaxy, because we received the actual letter for Luigi, and because of that we're about to be heading back onto Battle Rock Galaxy, but I think I should probably save that in a moment, because obviously we need to take care of the forms of the Hungry Luma stage first. Such as, for instance, we actually feed him for about 600 star bits, all things considered. And that will pretty much access to us into Drip Drop Galaxy. So because of this though, yeah, we can able to explore this particular place first, before we able to actually continue things on the rest of the Kitchen Dome. So, Giant EO Outbreak. So this mission is the fact that we need to, like, demolish every single EO monsters before we completed the mission. So, yeah, that's basically how this mission works. So, by simply utilizing the forms of those specific shells in particular, so. And I think, fundamentally speaking though, before we hit on to the forms of the next few missions up ahead, that after you complete this mission, as far as I recall, that basically you will be able to actually access in one of those secret missions during later on though, so I think it's something's worth mentioning, so. Yeah, anyway, yeah, today's date is of course the 12th of September today, in this case in 2022 today. Not much else is going on, I'm afraid, apart from the fact that I suppose that, relatively speaking, I suppose that Tiana, she's totally forgot to mention about, ever since in The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX Let's Play, along with the forms of Pac-Man he also forgot to mention about, during the likes of in Donkey Kong Land 3 Let's Play, that recently, although should probably get into more conversations until whenever we get into the later missions to come, because as you can see, we somehow managed able to complete this entire stage like no problemo. So because of that though, I totally appreciate about the forms of my speeding skills and stuff like that, relatively speaking, so nicely done for that part. So now we actually on to 42 power stars, all things considered. And yeah, if you're probably wondering what is up with my voice at the moment, well, unfortunately though, my voice is actually getting a bit croaked up recently. It's almost like, well, I'm still fine as it is though, but relatively speaking though, it's just the fact that it usually happens sometimes. So anyways, let's go ahead and head back into the Kitchen Dome, and able to actually take care of the forms of, what else? The next Bowser Jr. stage, so. In some cases though, Bowser Jr.'s are Airship Armada. So I do apologize for that specific commentary right there, because again, croaked up throat, but I'm still fine as it is. So, sinking the airships. Because yeah, this place is going to be filled to the brim with a lot of the forms of those airships we have to traverse through. Although, if you're following through the original version of the game already, there is that nifty shortcut you can able to actually just to take, by simply able to actually hop into that particular cannon shot, and then basically we need to aim on the far left of the actual portion, and then I think you have to aim right exactly where the pole star thing is right here, and then if you do it well enough, and then immediately try to able to press the A button right at the pole star segment, and you should be safe from now on. And I believe you get a checkpoint automatically as well. So because of this though, definitely worth a look out. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue and just activate that particular lever to, well, obviously activate something in there. While at the same time try to able to dodge a lot of cannonballs and those specific spider-like enemies and stuff like that, since in Space Junk Galaxy as well as the forms of Ghostly Galaxy as well. Although I would have liked able to do a triple jump from there, but I somehow screwed it up, so oh well. Hey Bowser Jr., looks like we've met again. You just don't give up. Fine, then I guess I just whip you myself. I want this Grand Star so bad. You wanna have to take it from me. Yeah, again, I do apologize if my commentary is a little bit iffy because again, croaky throat and stuff. So anyways, in this boss fight in particular, you have to utilize a lot of emphasis on tossing green shells right back at him. So you have to do it for about, I would say 5 hits on him though. And then basically that's how you can do with this. Even though the first 3 hits is all pretty simple. However, the final 2 is kind of tricky because you have to get a lot of emphasis on dodging a lot of stuff like this. To be more specifically, chemics and fireballs, and let's not forget, bullet bills themselves. Because, you know, relatively speaking though, if you're following through the previous parts of Super Mario Galaxy portion of Super Mario 3D All-Stars already, that every once in a while though is the fact that if you see that bullet bill just blasted off, and if you go right near to one of them, basically they'll spot at you and then they'll try to home in directly right at you, so you have to be very careful on that. But apart from that though, a relatively easy boss fight when you get the hang of it though. Especially noticeable, I'm always super speedy and everything, so because of that though, I'm usually quite great with that stuff, so. And it looks like that the 4th Grand Star has been obtained, and now the actual beacon is now somewhat like a light blue kind of color scheme. And that way we can now able to actually access to the next dome, which appears to be the bedroom dome. Like a somewhat of a cozy dome to able to explore into, so nicely done for that point, and we're now able to actually access to 5 galaxies all at once. Thanks to you and your friends, all of the domes on the lower level are working again. Once the engine room on the upper level has power, the whole observatory will be working. Then the Comet Observatory will fly as a starship once again. And you will be able to fly to your special one in the center of the universe. That seems kind of genuine. So yeah, before we get into the forms of the next dome, which appears to be the bedroom dome, let me quickly go over to the forms of the Battle Rock Galaxy for a second, because remember that particular letter as we received from Luigi? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be hitting on to next, so. And then relatively speaking though, is the fact that, I think, relatively speaking, kind of thinking about it though, I think we're almost at the halfway point in terms of the forms of our star count already, to be more specifically in Mario's playthrough's case, but let's not get ahead of ourselves for this point just yet. So, anyways, let's head into Battle Rock Barrage mission, and because of that though, since you've automatically saw the green question mark, this means it might actually be another green star somewhere. So because of that though, yeah, for the sake of the forms of in Super Mario Galaxy, like I said before, I think I might as well say this again anyway, there are a grand total of 3 green stars in total, because unlike in Galaxy 2, as I said, there are about 120 of them, because it's almost like a scavenger hunt. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get ourselves more blue star chips from here, and able to just take ourselves into the launch star as we go, much like before. So, yeah, there's not much else I can talk about, honestly, in regards to the forms of what's going on today. Apart from the fact that, well, relatively speaking, let's get into the biggest event ever in regards to the forms of Marvel Cinematic Universe topic. First of all, though, one thing I should probably noticing this right from the start, though, is the fact that, well, we've only got about 2 more of those. I'm actually gonna think about it, since I've recently watched the She-Hulk during about a month ago, and that was actually quite fine. And the next thing we need to watch at some point, it appears to be Buddy forms of the sequel to Black Panther, despite the fact that the actual Black Panther actor sadly passed away due to the forms of the cancer battle, which it did usually happen about, oh jeez, it's been like 2 years ago when this happens, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. And relatively speaking though, that yeah, when it comes to the forms of the actual phases at the moment right now, that we're actually getting pretty close towards the end of the forms of Phase 4. Despite the fact that usually, relatively speaking though, that sometimes usually certain films like that can get delayed because of you know what. And as a result of that kind of stuff though, recently, we actually now stumbled across the forms of Phase 5. So because of this though, yeah, I'm pretty excited, all things considered, when Phase 5 is now being revealed just recently. But first things first though, let me just go ahead and focus on this particular... Oh, so close. Because I noticed Luigi was actually down there, so I need to be able to just deal with this particular part right here, so... Alright, so let's just hopefully not to screw this up. No. Ah, drat. Yeah, well, I was gonna help you, Luigi, but because I'm so bad at the forms of trying to able to guide the bullet bill recently, just because I think the last time we actually guided the bullet bill from that particular cage was actually on the forms of the secret mission in Bio-Base Zone, or Bio-Base Galaxy, I should say. I keep thinking I was playing Sonic games recently because, well, relatively speaking though, that, well, it's just a matter of time about the fact that, well, oh, come on. Ah, come on! I'm guessing the actual, the slanted curve managed to able to screw everything up, to able to actually make the entire guiding the bullet bill kind of messed up. But let's see if we can able to hopefully... Nah, it doesn't work because that pillar was actually in the way. Well, what a lovely way to start things off with this recording session, doesn't it? Especially noticeable, I just really don't want to make the actual mission itself dragged on a bit, so it can be quite difficult at times because of the forms of the accuracy of the aiming shot for the bullet bill, but there we go. So, yeah, that's as far as I can say about it. And if you see that letter I with all that green coloring, well, as I said, he'll bring us a green star. So because of that, that's the second one out of the 3. So we're able to stumble across the third one, eventually, in a bedtime dome. And suffice to say, I think we'll basically just, well, take a break on the Felton Dome for a while. So, Luigi under the saucer. So, yeah, the secret mission on that particular galaxy itself. So we'll also save our game quickly, so just in case we don't able to lose track of ourselves for this point. And sure enough, we're able to actually just to now move on to the bedroom dome. So it'll be the fastest way for doing that, especially noticeable because rather than just trying to able to, you know, keep on going back and forth in between, you know, multiple domes in particular, but I digress. Alright, so let's go get started with, of course, the first galaxy in this dome, which appears to be Ghostly Garden Galaxy. So, standard galaxy, and it's probably the most epic galaxy in the whole game because of the music and everything, along with the forms of the environment itself is always amazing. So, Bunnies in the Wind. So basically we have to like catch the star bunny, and that way we'll get a star from that way. So I think, truth be told, the last time we actually did done the star bunnies hunting was actually bunny forms that have been, I would say at the beginning of the game, because we didn't do that much in the earliest points of the game, to be more specifically in, well, let's just say in Good Egg Galaxy and stuff like that. So, either way though, let's just go ahead and use those specific, flower objects, so that way we can able to traverse through the entire stage. So, relatively speaking though, yeah, I just really adore this music so much, especially noticeable that it'll continue that tradition when it comes to the forms of other games in the future though, to be more specifically Mario Party Star Rush for its the rhythm minigame, so it feels a bit similar to Rock Band or Guitar Hero based minigame mode, and as well as the forms of recently Super Mario Maker 2, for the sake of the forms of one of those sound effects you can able to insert. And on top of all that stuff though is the forms of, well, certain remaked versions of the actual Ghostly Garden music from the likes of the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series. So as a result of that kind of stuff though, well, despite any forms of the Olympic Winter Games, for some reason just calls it Wind Garden as opposed to, you know, Ghostly Garden Galaxy and stuff like that. So I have no idea why they come for that, but at least it's something, I guess. So, oh wow, I just got hit by that particular spiky piranha plant right in there as soon as I was trying to able to stomp on him, but you can't do that, so you have to like, oh, okay, that works. That works, and also at the same time it's kind of embarrassing, honestly, to able to get hit by that particular spiky thorn part, but oh well, no big deal. So here we are onto this particular puzzle cube planet, and now it's about time to able to catch that particular star bunny, so anyway, let's get to the forms of that main treatment of discussion. Like I said before, it appears to be about the forms of how, in fact, that recently Marvel has just announced there's going to be Phase 5 for the sake of the forms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because, as far as I'm aware, oh wow, I somehow almost catch him, but despite the fact that I just somehow let him get away, so, whoops. But I digress. Yeah, because as a result though, in regards to the forms of Phase 4, I thought it was actually pretty alright. Even though that, relatively speaking though, is the fact that I think the Phase 4 did manage to start things off within one division, and then it ended off with the forms of Wakaba Forever, when it comes to like Black Panther sequel and stuff like that. Well, mind you, it's been a very long while since I actually watched something related to Marvel series recently, just because I'm still waiting for, you know, the next film coming up, and also on top of all that stuff, there are some next new series that are about to be able to be revealed. So, either way though, although I'll get to more now in a moment, until whenever we dive right into the next mission, and that's what appears to be, back to the Ghostly Garden Galaxy, so... Alright, so let's see. The Dirty Tricks of Major Barrage. Hopefully by that time until the next video though, I should probably be able to get my better commentary mood, because as far as I'm concerned, like I said before, it's been a very long while since I actually did done some of my commentary, because obviously after the events when, I believe Pac-Man so far, he was now onto the halfway point in terms of Donkey Kong Land 3 so far. So because of this though, hopefully by that time he will able to actually finish the entire game during at some point by the end of the month. Well, relatively speaking though, depending on the length though, and as far as I'm aware, that, well, we're actually getting quite close in regards to the forms of the actual specific point where, first of all though, is the fact that we're almost at the halfway point in terms of September already, so relatively speaking though, I can't even believe certain days goes by very, very fast. So anyways, let's get into the actual main topic of the forms of this video's discussion, and that's of course, like I said before, Phase 5 of Marvel Cinematic Universe films they've got. Yeah, I can't believe we're now going to be entering on Phase 5 until specifically next year, because as far as I'm aware, relatively speaking though, because originally those films was supposed to be able to be released in the earliest years if possible, but because that stupid thing happened, so because of this though, yeah, I just possibly understand how, because either way though, just make things a little bit tough or anything, but anyway. In terms of the forms of films they've got, for the sake of the forms of Phase 5, I think there are a grand total of 6 films in regards to the forms of Phase 5, so as a result, it starts things off as in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and ended off with Thunderbolts for some reason. And as far as the actual, the TV series, as far as I'm concerned, it might as well able to be started off as in What If Season 2, and also all the way to the end of, let's say, Daredevil Born Again. So as a result though, in regards to the forms of other films they've got, for the sake of the forms of Phase 5, I already mentioned about the forms of the sequel to Ant-Man and the Wasp, in this case, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quarantinemania, and that was going to be releasing at some point in next year until specifically 17th of February. That was actually roughly about a day after, let's just say, the 12th anniversary of the actual existence of the Merxy Toys YouTube channel. So because of that though, yeah, I was quite surprised with that particular release date. And the next film they've got on here, it appears to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's what we're about to be releasing at some point on next year as well, for May 5th. And the Marvels is going to be releasing until 28th of July next year. And also we've got Blade from the likes of the films of the 3rd of November next year. And also out of nowhere, we're actually getting ourselves another Captain America film, in this case Captain America New World Order. And apparently that film is about to be releasing at some point until 2024. So because of that though, that'll be roughly the same year as in the Paris Summer Olympics. So, although I'll get to more details on the specific stuff later, because we've met again with Major Barrage ever since in not only the original Wii version of Super Mario Galaxy, but also Galaxy 2 as well. Despite the fact that we still aren't be able to play Super Mario Galaxy 2 on the Switch, sadly, because, well, I would love to be able to actually just, in fact, every time I dreamt about something in regards to the forms of gaming-related stuff, basically, I always dreamed about the forms of, well, I finally managed to be able to experience Super Mario Galaxy 2 again, but this time on the Nintendo Switch, and oh in all, I just felt so happy. Even though, mind you, it's not happening in reality, sadly though, but I couldn't imagine about the fact that that was exist, well, I just have no idea what I'm saying for this point right now. So anyways, take that, Major Barrows. Well, until we've met again, until whenever we get to the actual Prankster Comet mission, so I guess that probably explains it. So yeah, we saved the Star Bunny, so kudos to that. So anyway, and the next film they did brings us into, and I think that will be the last film in terms of the films of Phase 5, that's what appears to be Thunderbolts, which I think that film is also about to be releasing at some point until 2024. So, relatively speaking though, it was going to be on July 26th. And as far as Captain America New World Order is going to be on the 3rd of May. So, yeah, I guess that's that. So anyways, let's move on to the next mission, which is Ghostly Gardens Gravity Scramble. Basically, we have to go for a serious amount of those different planets, and also we stumbled across the gravity platforming segments right here and there. Anyway though, as far as the actual other series is going for, in regards of the forms of Phase 5, like I mentioned this before, it did somehow manage to able to reveal quite a lot of stuff during the forms of the actual mini-series and stuff like that. First of all, that brings us into the second season in terms of what if, in this case like what if scenarios, and that was actually pretty cool, even though I do usually enjoy the first season of what if, so I'm very excited to see what the second season's going to offer us into. And I think that's going to be releasing at some point in early next year, well, depending on the forms of the actual season as far as I'm concerned, and also throughout the same time though, also during that time is the fact that Secret Invasion is also going to be in existence as well, and also say applies to Echo. I think relatively speaking though, Echo is going to be releasing during in the mid-2023, and so applies to the Season 2 of Loki, because I think relatively speaking though, mind you, I'm probably not going to spoil the actual ending of Loki, because if you're the Marvel fans out there, I promise you guys I'm not going to spoil things too much, because otherwise, well, it'll just be kind of upsetting if someone actually said something a bit more spoiled heavy, because you know what I mean when it comes to new related things like gaming releases or new films for that matter, it's probably for the best not to able to like, you know, spoil things ourselves. So, yeah, that relatively speaking as far as usually the case. So, anyway, so let's just go ahead and grab some more, you know, coins. Well, despite the fact that coins might be unnecessary aside from high scores, unlike in Galaxy 2, like I said, that coins are currency in Galaxy 2. So, either way though, we're just going to skip these coins from now on. So, what I'm referring to is just, you know, trying to collect some of these star chips again, so we can able to expect that we will trying to able to actually just to progress and even collect some more star chips in case of the next Hungry Lumber will appear. Well, it's not going to appear until whenever we finish up with the forms of the first mission in terms of likely Dusty Dome Galaxy as far as I'm concerned. Well, mind you, if you ever seen the original Wii version of the game already, then you know exactly what I'm about to say. And of course, you have to watch out for those little black shadowy stuff, because otherwise, if you dare touch the actual black shadowy stuff while the actual cube is rotating, basically does the fact that you will die, and because of that, though, with that, oh god, I almost gave myself a knockback and then able to let me fall off the stage. But I still live regardless, so either way though, we'll smash the crystal just like before. Well, relatively speaking though, ever since in if I can recall correctly, I think the last time we actually did manage to smash the crystal while the star was in there, I'm sure enough it might actually be something like, oh yeah, Beach Ball Galaxy. I'm assuming so anyway, so yeah, I guess it's that. And I get the strong sense of feeling, do we might able to actually stumble across the prankster comment yet? Or maybe not. Okay, I think it's gonna happen until whenever we get to the even number, to be more specifically 48 stars, so I get your game, I get the point, so anyway, secret mission time, here we go, and afterwards though, we can pretty much guarantee that we will able to come across into the kind of a tricky mission, but at the same time, it's nowhere near as tough, I don't think, until likely towards the end game or something like that, so anyway, so what the actual secret mission requires you to do? Well, obviously, as you can see, we need to keep on collecting those, specifically the question mark coins, because that way it'll activate something, such as more star bits, alongside with the forms of, well, that specific power-up that we do need to acquire, as you probably already noticed, ever since on the first attempt of this particular, well, Ghostly Gardens Gravity Scramble mission. And because of this though, we need to able to become invincible to not only break certain rocks, even though it's entirely optional, but the most important thing out of them all though is to destroy that golden rich, or in some cases though, the golden chain jump. So, and that way, if you destroyed that, then the power star is yours. So yeah, it's pretty simple when you manage to realize about the fact that what those question mark coins usually becomes handy with. So, there it goes. The Golden Jump, the secret mission of this particular level, so nicely done. And I think we still got enough time until we're able to not only just trying to able to get ready for the actual the Daredevil comment, but also might as well able to get started with the next galaxy as well. So yeah, you get the gist of it. So alright, so let's see what we got. Major Barrows is Daredevil Run. So in this case, we have to fight him again, except now we have to deal with him without taking a single hit. Yeah, it's pretty simple if you ever experienced the boss fight for the first time, so nothing different from there aside from, you know, you got 1 unit of health. So anyway, another thing they did reveal, in terms of the forms of those specific series in Phase 5, in the, you know, MCU, that basically though we actually got ourselves Iron Heart, okay, along with the forms of Agavria, Coven of Chaos, okay, and the last one out of the bunch though is Daredevil Born Again. So I think relatively speaking so far, in terms of those informations they've got, I believe What If Season 2 is about to be revealed 9 episodes, I'm assuming so. Secret Invasion, 6 episodes, and Loki Season 2 is going to be having, once again, 6 episodes, I'm assuming so. And Iron Heart is also getting itself 6 episodes as well. And finally, in terms of the forms of Daredevil Born Again, I believe that particular series is going to get 18 episode, which is kind of strange because, relatively speaking, I just get a strong sense of feeling that Daredevil Born Again might able to have gem-packed with all these episodes. I'm presuming so anyway, so it's quite gem-packed though. But anyway, 49 power stars, and we are surely maturely, but we are good to go in terms of the forms of Ghostly Garden Galaxy until specifically later on. So I think we should probably move along now to the next galaxy, which is of course Freeze Flame Galaxy, a combination of the Ice World and the Fire World. So anyways, let's see. The Frozen Peak at Barren Burr. So of course, like there are quite a few missions that you do need able to explore the Ice World for the majority of the time. However, though, when it comes to the next couple of missions ahead, that basically we have to able to explore the whoa Mario personal space right with that penguin over there, and it looks like that penguin is almost about to kiss your nose. Jeez, seriously. Okay then, I wasn't expecting with that specific jump, but okay. So yeah, you get the idea. Before you're able to explore the icy portion of this place, we need to chase after that particular penguin. So just in case, you might as well get used to with the actual the skating controls and stuff like that. So because of that though, just in case you're about to be prepared for the slipperiest place of all. So, although personally speaking, it's not too hard or too difficult either. It's just that it might be pure and simple and easy from my recollection. So, and this is where we're able to bump into the Ice Flower, which technically we've already stumbled across into since in Beach Ball Galaxy Secret Mission, because of the forms of that wall jumps you have to make with all that waterfalls. So that was worth noting for. So anyways, let's get ourselves the Life Shroom here, so just in case we're able to double up our health and able to transform into Ice Mario, so we can able to skate along and stuff like that. So anyway though, although technically speaking, that's relatively speaking, in regards to the forms, if you guys ever played any ROM hacks for Super Mario Galaxy 2, specifically on PC or Wii owners, then basically there's an alternative way you can able to stumble across Ice Mario transformation by, you know, playing Super Mario Galaxy 2 ROM hacks, despite the fact that I haven't exactly experienced those in my own life, but I've seen the forms of several other ROM hacks in particular, with all that level packs, along with the forms of the power-up packs and stuff like that. They look very, very interesting, especially noticeable they did somehow manage to revive not only Ice Mario, but also Flying Mario as well. So relatively speaking though, that seems pretty cool, because despite the fact that on the base game on Super Mario Galaxy 2, although don't get me wrong, I still enjoy Super Mario Galaxy 2, it's definitely one of my favorite games of all time. But relatively speaking though, because obviously that Ice Mario and Flying Mario essentially, that both power-ups have been replaced by a pretty cool, you know, rock mushroom power-up that you can able to roll into something, and also spin drill that you can able to dig through dirt in order to able to discover some secrets, and of course my favorite power-up of all time, which appears to be the Cloud Flower, because seriously, that power-up rocks, especially noticeable it helps you on a lot of situations. It's kind of a shame that particular power-up never makes a return after the events of, you know, Super Mario Galaxy 2. So yeah, I kind of wish that that power-up will be back. Oh, speaking of a devil, we got ourselves the Cosmic Mario Race to, well, participate the challenge. And this one, however, though, might be the trickiest of the bunch. That's only mainly because, well, Frosty Cosmic Mario Race. That basically we have to make our way all the way over there while trying to do a lot of ice skating, so yeah, that basically summarizes as such. In fact, let me know in the comments down below for the question of the day. For those of you on the Marvel, Mario, you staring away from that particular Cosmic Mario somehow. Oh, I get it, because he somehow got distracted with that star bits grinding. Oh, I didn't get a boost start. Oh well, whatever. That's okay though, because relatively speaking, it's not too bad if you managed able to play this game several times on the Wii, Wii U, or every now and then the Switch version, so it really doesn't matter if you get a start boost or something like that. But eventually, until whenever we get to the point where, well, I'm probably not going to discuss on it right now, personally, because relatively speaking though, this particular mission is just a piece of cake. Well, assuming if you're trying to able to pull off a nice little shortcut right there, without even relying on the forms of the normal method of doing this, so yeah, pretty swell, and I like the way that way, so. And I think I'm also able to do one more mission for this point today, and because of that though, just to make our way to 52 power stars in particular, although right now we've got 51 power stars so far, so that's actually pretty swell. So anyways, let's hit back in here and do the third mission on that particular galaxy. So, freeze flames, blistering core. So this means we can able to explore in the actual, well, specifically the actual the lava place. But first things first, though, we need to able to obtain the well, specifically these star chips first off, so just in case we can able to explore, so. Oh yeah, let's get into the actual, the question of the day. What are you guys excited for in regards to the forms of Phase 5 during the forms of next year? Or especially noticeable in some of them for 2024? For me personally though, I'm actually very excited with, let's just say, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quarantine Mania, as well as the forms of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and let's not forget ourselves the next Captain America film, and heck, let's not forget ourselves the forms of the next 2 seasons, or actually gonna think about it, the next season for What If and Loki. And I'm very curious to able to actually just to watch the other series as well in the future. But either way though, because some of them are actually going to be releasing next year in 2023. And I believe some of them, like let's just say Daredevil Born Again is going to be releasing until 2024. And Agavria Coven of Chaos is going to be releasing until late 2023 or early 2024. It could be depending on the forms of the development cycle or something, so. Anyways, I love performing that shortcut because it is so incredible to achieve, so. Because I just like the way of how shortcuts plays out. Although, mind you, some of them might be risky though. But anyway, now we transform into Fire Mario. You can shake the Joy-Con or press Y to shoot the fireballs. And relatively speaking, if you press the Y button, it plays out. Kind of reminds me of like the forms of any other like 3D world kind of like, well, let's just say well, if you haven't played Super Mario 3D Land and 3D World before, in regards to the forms of using fire flower transformation, you feel right at home, because you don't need to worry about the forms of forced motion controls, unlike the Wii version you have to use motion controls. So relatively speaking though, I just really like it that way, so. And yeah, in terms of everything else I would like to discuss, I think that's as far as I can say about it. Although, then again, I do apologize if my commentary is a little bit slightly iffy at this point again. That's only mainly because, in terms of the forms of gaming announcements and stuff like that, there's not much else I can honestly talk about, because, well, relatively speaking though, since we're still on September still, and unless it's hard until at some point until next month, hopefully we should able to get a whole bunch of stuff, essentially, so. Ooh, right there and there. So I don't need to worry about utilizing the particular shifting platforms for that particular lava slanted area, so. Awesome aiming skills for the fireballs and what have you, so yeah, that's how I roll. And yeah, we now reached for about 52 power stars, so nicely done for this point. Even though I have no idea why I say things multiple times like this, so let's save our game. And relatively speaking though, I think I should probably end things off at this point right here, I'm afraid guys. So join us, or join me rather, next time for more Let's Play of Super Mario 3D All-Stars in a Super Mario Galaxy game. And that, well, basically we have to continue things on in the bedroom dome, and once again we'll collect even more power stars exponentially. So I'll see you guys at some point on, well, Wednesday. Later fellas.